Hi, my name is David Littrott. I'm a retired teacher in York, from York in England. I've been looking after tadpoles all my life, and I'd just like to share a little bit of information with you that might help with the looking after the care of tadpoles. To start off with, when you've got them, I'd recommend at different stages 5 different foods. Tadpoles normally eat algae and pondweed in the pond. So therefore pondweed is the first one. Second one failing that would be microwaved lettuce or microwaved spinach, which I've got here, just till it's nice and soft and they can easily eat it. When they get a little bit older, they need some quality goldfish flakes or meat. I tried mine on boiled ham in the past, they've been okay. They particularly like dead snails, pond snails. Going on from that now, I'll just show you what I've got and why I've got them. I've got a pond up the garden, a big pond, that over the years has had plenty of frog spawn and tadpoles in it. About 3 years ago the numbers started to fall. Last year lots of frog spawn, no tadpoles. I realised there was something wrong, possibly coots, moorhens which are on the pond, ducks, newts, sticklebacks were eating them. I'm not so sure which. So this year I took about half the frog spawn out. The remaining half has all gone and there's no tadpoles. So it's a good thing that I actually took out half of the frog spawn. I kept it in about 4 or 5 different trays at the side of the garage here, of which I've got 2 left now because the others have gone back in the pond. I'll just show you the tanks they've got and explain what you probably need to do with them. 2 tanks here. What I normally do is when I'm putting the flakes in, I'll put it in and hold it under the water and they sink. Within seconds you can probably see that they will find it. It's like they've had an electric shock. They're very sensitive to it, and in this bottom corner here they're now starting to feed on it quite frantically. The water that is in here is tap water, but it hasn't gone straight from the tap into there with the tadpoles. I've had water standing at the side here in buckets for about 4 or 5 days, and when it's been there for about 4 or 5 days, the harmful chemicals in it, fluoride, chloride, supposedly evaporates, and then I put it in here. You've got to filter out the tadpoles as you're changing the water, and I haven't lost any yet as long as you're very careful. Again, if you look at the corner here now, lots of tadpoles in the corner. Sorry, they've just been disturbed and scattered. Don't put too much food in, otherwise the water goes milky and you'll have to change it a little bit sooner than you would have liked. Very important, pond up the garden. If I can, I'll take you up there and see if I've got the technical ability to show you the pond up the garden. Release them. It's very important that you release them. I used to have a colleague, a teacher colleague, who had tadpoles in the classroom, kept them and then just gradually died until there were none left, and she just threw away the water and all the dead tadpoles. It was such a negative experience and teaching experience for the children. It's your responsibility. If you've got the tadpoles, it's your responsibility to make sure they're okay, they're well fed, they're well cleaned, and they go back in the water, they go back in the pond. They will die once they get to the stage where they need food on the land, i.e. they've got 4 legs and a tail. They need to be put back in a pond or somewhere else. All the ones in here, to my knowledge at the moment, have just got 2 legs. As soon as they've got 4 legs, I catch them or just put the whole tank back in the pond. I hope that's been informative, and that when you have success with your tadpoles and with the enjoyment of looking after them. Thank you. I'm up the garden, pond that I made about 10 years ago, just showing you what I do and where I let the tadpoles go. This part of the pond is tadpole free zone basically. The far end of the pond you can see there's netting and wire mesh across the top and along from the top down to the bottom of the pond. I release the tadpoles in the far end where they're protected from birds and various other things, and hopefully they'll survive. I've also got a couple of little tanks here that again is covered with wire just to keep off the birds, blackbirds and things that will eat the tadpoles and baby froglets as they climb out. There's lots of tadpoles in there. Unfortunately in this one there's newts as well, but so be it. But they've got a very good chance of living and escaping from there. So again, thanks for watching, and that's the end of my wonderful production. Thank you.